Blessings to your day. Happy sunrise. Alexa, restart that song. Good morning. Good morning. Blessings to your day. Happy sunrise. Welcome to Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Putri. You guys, I'm one word, I am one number. I got Mary playing in the background. The beautiful, legendary gospel sisters, okay? And I'm playing this song because I don't know what happened to you last night. I don't know what happened to you all day yesterday or the day before that. But I want you to know that you will survive. So I wanted to start the day with Mary. We are stepping fresh into the weekend and we will survive. Okay, stay tuned with me, guys. I'm trying to fix my other live here on YouTube to get it together. But blessings to your day. Good morning, and thank you for joining me. We'll get started with the quote in a second. I'm just trying to fix a little technical issue that I have here, and let's see what the sun is doing. Okay, so the sun is still rising. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. Give me 1 second here. But again, blessings to your day. Happy sunrise. This is Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Putri. Some Mary, the legendary, beautiful sisters of gospel playing in the background. You will survive. Alexa, restart that song. You will survive. You will survive. No matter what has happened, you will survive. We live through so many things, so many challenges, so many trials, so many tribulations, and we survive them all because we are a group of strong people, you know, and every day that we awake is another day for us to start something new, to continue something that we started that was fantastic, to create something new, all right, to think about something great, you know, and apply ourselves to all things that are going to benefit our lives. Thank you guys for coming in to Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast. I'm going to get into the quote very soon. I'm just fixing the technical issue here so my YouTube could be up because, as you know, Give Me My Rights is live only on TikTok and YouTube in the morning. Okay, guys, so I appreciate you guys patiently waiting with me. This will be done in a few seconds. I'm just getting it updated now. But I hope you guys are enjoying those beautiful sisters in gospel, Mary, that I have playing in the background. Okay, because again, you guys will survive. You will survive. No matter what happens, you will survive. You are strong. You will conquer us, okay? And you will defeat anything that stands in your way. No matter how deep the challenge is or how heavy it can feel, all right? You will survive. Thank you for coming in this morning. Blessings to your day, guys. We've already received our first blessing of the day, okay? And I'm sure many of you know why. We've opened our eyes. We have life. God is so good. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you again. This is Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Putri. You guys, on one word, I am one number. Guys, I appreciate you coming in. I have a great quote this morning. Okay, again, we've already received our first blessing of the day because we have opened our eyes. We get to experience this thing called life another day, and that is a good thing, okay? The first blessing. Everyone that wakes and joins this live or any other live, you know you've already received your first blessing because we have opened our eyes, okay? And God is so good because the Spirit tapped us this morning and said, go and have life. And we get to relive this thing. So whatever mistakes we made, today is the day to start anew. Whatever eras that were of yesterday, today is the day to start anew, okay? Whatever problems that came up yesterday, today is the day to start new. We get to live. We get to smile. We get to be wonderful. We get to be glorious. And we get to survive. Okay, guys, so come on and join me. Please be tapping the screen. I would appreciate that so much. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the quote now. Again, this is Give Me My Rights Daily Podcast with Nadine Putri. My name is, and I am one word, I am one number. This is the podcast where I use some of my original quotes to hopefully encourage and inspire your day. And if I'm doing this correctly, you guys will be able to sustain a beautiful smile of your own throughout the whole day because, you know, whatever it is, even if life gets serious, we still have that smile to uphold us and show the positive energy that is somewhere deep inside. I know it gets heavy sometime and it feels like the positive energy fades away, but it's actually still there. All you have to do is bring it to the forefront, okay? And with that positive energy, whatever is in your way, whatever stone, whatever mountain, whatever valley, you know, just know that that positive energy gives you the strength to say that I can do it. I'll survive. I'll make it, right? So thank you guys for joining me another day. Okay, now guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into the quote, and I hope that this one resonates with you all very well. Okay, I am the poet outside of the box. I do things a little bit different, okay, because I have this live show that I like to get up in the morning and share positive energy with you guys. So blessings to your day, grand rising, and happy sunrise. Okay, now the quote for today is, I am maintaining an uninvolved innocence. I am maintaining an uninvolved innocence. I don't have to know everything. You know we don't have to know everything, right? We do not have to know everything. All right? We do not have to be a part of everything. In fact, the less I know, the more I am uninvolved. Right? The more I am uninvolved, the more I can sit in peace. I can sit in peace, right? Because I'm not attached to anything that is problematic. People love to drag you into things to prove a point, right? Ask so-and-so. He'll tell you about it. Ask so-and-so. She knows about it. She was there. Well, I surely do not want to be the custodian of the points that others are trying to make or trying to prove. I don't. I really, really don't. I just like to stay in my own lane. And I hope you guys feel the same way. That sometimes you just want to stay in your own lane. You don't want to be the backup story for somebody that's trying to prove a point. You don't want to be dragged into something that does not concern you. So sometimes I just like to stay in my lane. And if I am involved in anything, it certainly needs to be something that is going to, show me a good time or build more memorable laughter. Involve me in the things that make me laugh, the things that make me smile. Otherwise, I would really prefer to stay uninvolved so my innocence cannot be denied or challenged. Right? Uninvolved innocence. When there is a whole bunch of carrying on going on, all right, where conflict can arise, I will instantly remove myself from the situation specifically so I can be uninvolved. I want to be uninvolved. I don't have to know everything. I don't have to be a part of everything. Some things are not meant for us to be a part of, and some things are just not meant for us to know. And I am not the person to be like, what happened? Well, sometimes. To be honest, but it's contingent upon what the information is, what is the topic. Other topics that I think where a problem can come about, I pretty much stay away from it, because I believe in being neutral when there is nothing that concerns me in whatever the topic is going on in front of me. Therefore, I can back out, okay? I can back right out and be neutral, right? Be uninvolved, innocent. Okay? So therefore today, I am saying I am not a witness because I am uninvolved. I am not a witness because I am uninvolved. Okay? Nobody can say, ask her. I don't want to be involved. Nobody can say, talk to her. I don't want to be involved. Nobody can say, call her. Ask. No, ma'am. No, sir. I am uninvolved. No one will ever be able to come to me and say, remember when, for that crazy thing that has happened, because I am uninvolved. We are being uninvolved. We are keeping an uninvolved innocence today. Okay? No one will ever be able to come to you and I and say, remember when that something crazy thing has happened? You know why? Because we were uninvolved. We have an uninvolved innocence. Right? And if we are uninvolved, well, then we are disengaged in the mess. Therefore, we do not have to go through the stress of trying to determine whose side that we are on, or to choose what story to tell, or to make up a story or stick to a story, because we are not a part of the situation at all. Uninvolved innocence. Because we have to learn to disengage ourselves, and we can maintain our uninvolved innocence by simply disengaging. Even if it's going on right in front of our eyes, whatever the circumstance may be, we can pull ourselves away from it and don't get involved. Do not engage, because that is how you are sucked into the mess. The word says, it is one's honor to avoid strife, but every fool is quick to quarrel. I'll repeat that. It is one's honor to avoid strife, but every fool is quick to quarrel, says the Proverbs. So let us try to stay away from the strife, right? This way, we can never have to be involved in the quarrel. Even if it's going on in front of our eyes, our ears, and in our face, we can disengage. We can pull back. We can step out of the room. We can step out of the way. We can just come up out of it. Doesn't concern us. And I like an uninvolved innocence. You can't accuse me of anything. You can't blame me for nothing. You can't use me as proof. I am not the custodian of you proving your point. I am not that. Now, of course, we can't avoid every quarrel, right? Because it's human nature for us to sometimes disagree, and have an input. But we can surely put the perimeters around us to keep us from being involved in everybody else's quarrel, everything that everybody else is going through, and try our best to avoid everybody else's conflict. We can put the perimeters around ourselves to protect us from being involved. It's important. That is because we are always uninvolved. No one can blame us for anything, right? When others are indulging in conflict that does not involve you and I in any kind of way, we can fall back. We must stay away from involving ourselves in those tense moments that others may be having. Okay, but yes, we can uninvolve ourselves in those tense moments, right? If we find ourselves in the midst of it, we can turn our back, walk away. We can turn our head and look away. We can keep our mouths closed and stay out of the conversation where there is an altercation involved in the conflict, right? We can excuse ourselves right away. It is just that simple, because we want to maintain our uninvolved innocence. Nobody can say you're guilty of anything. You will always maintain your innocence if you just simply disengage away from the mess, away from the conflict. Sort of like minding our own business. It doesn't concern us. Our name is not mentioned. We probably was not even there when the event took place. We are talking about maintaining an uninvolved innocence. No one can accuse us of anything if we just disengage ourselves from the mess. Oh yeah, we might certainly come around it. We may be having a good time and then it turns into something else, and they want to pull us in. No sir, no ma'am. We pull back and we disengage ourselves from the mess. Because you know what? Let them have the altercation. Be void of it, right? We must stay away from involving ourselves in those tense moments that others are having. If we find ourselves in the midst of it, again, we can walk away. We can turn away. We can back out. We can excuse ourselves right away. It is just that simple. I remember growing up, I grew up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, and a lot of times, there would be fights going on in the neighborhood. And when there was fights amongst my peers, everybody would be standing around watching and rooting for one person and rooting for the other. A fight that people love to watch to see who would win, see what the outcome was. But I remember sometimes I would just walk away. Young, I would walk away. I didn't want to be around all of the foolery to watch the fight. Because nobody is really right when there's a physical altercation, right? It just happens, and they feel this is the way to solve the issue, by physically having contact. And sometimes, it's life. I don't condemn nobody for that, because I've had a couple of physical altercations, growing up. But today, I avoid crowds. I avoid them. Because no one likes to be in crowded spaces for if something goes wrong and they can't get out of it. I don't want to be dragged in. So for that reason, I avoid the crowd. Avoid the crowd. Right? Avoid the crowd. If you want to be uninvolved, avoid the crowd, right? We do not want to be able to say, I was there. Not for everything. I don't have to be a part of it. I don't have to be a part of everything. I don't have to hear everything. I don't even have to listen to everything, because I am so uninvolved. Okay? Maintaining my innocence. I am disengaged in being a part of the mess. Okay? We do not want to be able to be the witness to any and everything. And we surely do not want to be the custodian for proving something for somebody else's point of view. We don't want to be responsible for that. All right? We don't want to be able to say he was right or she was right or he was wrong or he was wrong. Just back up. It doesn't concern me. Right? This way, we are always innocent. Always innocent. Even when there are people that are close to me having conflict, I stand clear of it. All right? As long as no one is being victimized, you know, as long as no one is in danger, I can simply remove myself from the whole ordeal and maintain my innocence. Uninvolved innocence. We are maintaining uninvolved innocence. You are always innocent when it does not concern you, your name is not spoken of, and you are uninvolved. You are disengaged. You maintain your innocence. We have to stay disconnected from the scandals of other people. That's how we keep our name clear. That's how we keep our name respected. As for me, if my name is not attached to all of the happenings going on, then it is just so easy for me to disengage myself from it. Don't ask me anything. I have nothing to do with it. You guys carry on the way you're going to carry on. We're all adults, right? That doesn't mean that I have to be included just because I stood around. All right? I stay away from it and I avoid becoming a part of it. It is so important. Keep a clean name, keep a good reputation, you know, and keep your respect. Maintain your integrity by simply being an uninvolved innocence, right? And besides, it feels so good to be able to smile, much more knowing that we are not a part of all of the happenings and the going-ons that could lead to altercations and conflicts. It feels great to know that I am not involved because I did not engage. I didn't allow myself to be sucked into somebody else's issue. And I'm not going to allow that. Again, it's that perimeter that we build around ourselves to make sure that we protect ourselves from being sucked into something that does not concern us. Now, we have a lot of people that like to do that, right? They want to be involved because they want to know everything. They need to hear everything. What happened? Who did it? Where was it? I am not that. We should not be that. We should not be that. If our name is not mentioned, why do we need to know it, right? Keep me out of it. I like my name to be clean. I don't want the mess to be attached to me. Those negative conflicts and altercations that sometimes grow legs and try to walk us right into it, we have to step back before it gravitates towards us and pull us in with the negativity. So we have to be speedy. We have to already proactively have the perimeter around us so people know that this is not the person that we want to include in that because he or she is not with the mess. So we could just smile knowing that we get to have peace. That's what happens. When you maintain your uninvolved innocence, you are maintaining your peace. Peace, right? We will have no worries about falling into something that happened in the past because we have uninvolved innocence. We knew how to detach and disengage ourselves away from it so that we can maintain our peace. Yes. Yes. Therefore, we are not concerned about someone pulling us into the conflict because, again, we are uninvolved. They know that we have the tendency of being uninvolved, and it should be a habit, maintaining uninvolved innocence. Smiling today is easy when we know that we are able to disengage and be uninvolved to preserve our innocence. It makes your smile so much easier to come by because you're not worried about somebody pulling you into the mess or coming back and calling you with the mess, trying to steal your joy and take your peace. I'm not getting up in the morning to be involved in somebody else's mess so my peace can fade away. I can wave bye to it on a day. I don't want to do that. I need my peace to stay close to me so I can keep my sanity. The world is crazy, right? But I'm thankful that we know peace. I think that is worth smiling about when we understand that peace goes a long way. It goes a long way when we are uninvolved in the mess that can bring along stress. So guys, today, Forgive Me My Rights Daily Podcast, WRITES, we are going to maintain our uninvolved innocence. Because no one can say you are guilty of anything if you simply just decided to be uninvolved. Now again, I will be involved in some things. If we're having a good time, if I'm going to laugh for a long time, and I'm going to remember those, laughters that you gave or that we engaged in together, involve me in that. But when there is mess, conflicts, altercations, and things like that, disengage me. Please allow me to about face and walk out of the room. No mess, no stress. Guys. Okay, thank you for joining me for Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Poetry One. Guys, listen, I am also the live host of Imperfect Poetry Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. Last night we did good poetry. Oh, I was talking some mess. It was called Talking That Sugar Honey Iced Tea. And it was simply a poem about bigging up yourself and feeling confident and not being afraid to say it. All right. First, it is all right to say, I look good. Charlie, it is all right to say, I feel great. I like the way I live. I like how I look. I like how I dress myself today. Rita, it is okay to say, I'm pretty. All right. And the world has to stop condemning people because they say they look good or they feel good. It doesn't always mean that you're being conceited or having, a little bit of pretentiousness. It just means that you are confident and you have a right to display that, because here's the thing. Confidence is inside, right? High self-esteem is inside. For if you say nothing, people will surely still see it. So that's what the poetry was about last night. And if you guys didn't join us for Imperfect Poetry Thursday last night, please feel free to go onto your favorite social media platform. I upload the recaps, the quotes, the clips from the Imperfect Poetry Thursday over the weekend. So you can pick your favorite platform that you like, and you will just go to Nadine Poetry One page and look at the recaps, the quotes, and the clips. Catch the poetry, because you may know somebody that is, experiencing a low self-esteem or has some insecurities. That poem last night was the one that they need to hear to build them back up and feel good about who they are, regardless to what the world says. All right. The world will tell you anything horrible about yourself. The world will say you're ugly. The world will say you got a big mouth. The world will say you talk too much. The world will say you ain't got nothing good going. But you have to fill yourself up with all of the good things that give you the security you need to make it through the day. Okay, like I played when I first started, I survived by those beautiful sisters of gospel, Mary. I want you guys to know that you will survive. You will survive. Okay, so that poem, Talking That Sugar Honey Iced Tea, is a metaphor for just talking good things about me. And you can call it what you want, but I call it build up. I called it lifting up. I call it building the self-esteem and giving people back the security they need at a measure that can help them make it through this tough life. Okay? So check it out. It'll be on multiple social media platforms over the weekend. Okay, it's called Imperfect Poetry Thursdays, and you just go ahead and check out the poetry and different poetry there. Okay. Also, I am the owner and founder of Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters. Guys, if you have not got the experience, please check it out. It is an organic product that was formulated to help treat and service severe dry skin. Okay, guys, and this product is all natural, organic, no chemical, no carcinogens, no artificial colors, no artificial fragrance. So the delicate fragrance you get from like the lavender or the rose, it will stay on your body without monopolizing the fragrance that you wear, and it will give you that nice glow on your skin in between showers. If you guys can see that little sheen on my skin, it stays because of this product. Okay, check it out. Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters at right here on TikTok. You can check it out on the Skin Poetry One page. And I've been doing some live shows just talking more about the product. So guys, come on and engage with me for that. Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters on the Skin Poetry One page here on TikTok. Okay, and we can talk about the product, guys. And if any of you purchase, go ahead and give your review, and let us know what you think. Everybody has been giving me great feedback about this product. Again, all natural, organic, for all age groups, all skin types in your family. It really, 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 really works. It's a good product. It's affordable, and we ship all over the U.S. Check it out, okay? You can check it out on the Skin Poetry One page here on TikTok, or the Skin Poetry One page on Facebook, or you can simply go to the website at https://skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. It is worth the moisture, guys. As for me, I'm not going to monopolize any more of your day. I just hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Keep smiling. Disengage from the mess. You don't need the stress, okay? We are maintaining an uninvolved innocence because we don't be engaging in all of the mess that's going on with the people. We stay out of the people's conflict. We deal with things that keep us happy, joyful, and smiling. Blessings to your day. Bye.